HOA Karen poured bleach on my garden. She didn't know I run the state's agricultural board. The sun hung high over Willow Creek, its rays bathing my backyard in a golden glow that made my gardenia kaleidoscope of dahlias, roses, and marigolds look like a living painting. For years, I'd poured my soul into this patch of earth, a sanctuary born from my expertise as the director of the state's agricultural board. My name is Evelyn Hart, and my garden wasn't just a hobby. It was a testament to resilience, a quiet rebellion against a world that often felt too chaotic to nurture beauty. But chaos, it seemed, had found me in the form of Karen Whitmore, the HOA president with a vendetta sharper than her manicured nails. Karen had always been a thorn in my side. Her emails about regulation-compliant lawn heights and approved flower species arrived like clockwork, each one a jab at my freedom to cultivate my land. I ignored her, knowing my garden met every state standards I'd helped write. But Karen didn't know that. To her, I was just another neighbor to bully into submission. That morning, I caught her in the act, standing over my garden with a jug of bleach, pouring it onto my flowers with a smirk that screamed triumph. The acrid smell stung my nose as my marigolds curled and browned, their petals weeping under the chemical assault. "Why, Karen?" I demanded, my voice steady but laced with fury. She spun around, her face a mask of indignation. "Your garden's an eyesore, Evelyn. It's bringing down property values." Her words were a slap, but I held my ground, my heart pounding. "You've crossed a line," I said, stepping closer. "You don't know who you're dealing with." Karen laughed, a sharp, mocking sound. "Oh, please, you're nobody." The neighbors gathered, drawn by the commotion. Among them was Tom, a quiet retiree who'd always kept to himself, now holding his phone, recording the scene. Karen's bravado faltered, but she doubled down. "I'm protecting our community," she shouted, gesturing at the dying flowers. "This is what leadership looks like." I could have told her, then revealed my position, my power, but I didn't. Not yet. I wanted her to feel the weight of her actions first. The next day, I filed a formal complaint with the HOA citing environmental vandalism. Karen scoffed when she received the notice, assuming her influence would bury it. But I wasn't just a gardener. I was a scientist with connections. I called a colleague at the Environmental Protection Agency, and within hours, inspectors were at Karen's door, questioning her about the illegal use of hazardous chemicals. Her smugness evaporated as fines piled up thousands of dollars for environmental damage, all because she couldn't stand my flowers. But the twist came from an unexpected source. Tom, the quiet neighbor. At the next HOA meeting, he stood up, his hands trembling but his voice firm. "I've lived here for 20 years, he said, "and I've watched Karen bully everyone into her version of perfect. But Evelyn's garden? It was the only thing that made this place feel alive." He played his recording, capturing Karen's act and her venomous words. The room gasped. Tom, the man we'd all overlooked, had been documenting Karen's reign of terror for months, every petty complaint, every threat. His evidence was damning, and the HOA board, cornered by public outcry, voted to remove her as president. Could have stopped there, but I didn't. Using my authority at the agricultural board, I pushed for a community garden initiative, turning Karen's act of destruction into a rallying cry for growth. My ruined garden became the centerpiece, a symbol of defiance. Volunteers replanted it, and neighbors who'd never spoken to me before brought seedlings. Their hands dirty but their spirits high. Karen, humiliated, moved away, her house sold to a young couple who joined our gardening efforts. Yet the victory felt hollow. As I stood in my restored garden, the new blooms vibrant but fragile, I thought of Karen not with anger, but with pity. She'd wanted control, not beauty, and in her desperation, she'd lost everything. I wondered if she'd ever see the irony. Her attempt to destroy my garden had united a community she'd spent years dividing. The cost of her actions lingered, a bitter aftertaste. My garden would heal, but the trust we'd lost in each other? That was harder to regrow. I looked at the wooden signpost I'd planted, its handwritten words a quiet reminder. Betrayal blooms where trust wilts. It wasn't just about Karen. It was about all of us. We choose to nurture or destroy what matters. What do you think? Was justice served? Or did vengeance overshadow redemption? Share your thoughts on where we draw the line.